Here's your Farm and Ranch Report from the Montana Ag Network.
Hello everyone, it's time for our Farm and Ranch News, and today we're in Bozeman at the summer meetings of the Montana Farm Bureau Federation. And as spring planting wraps up and cattle are turned out to green grass, Farm Bureau members have gathered here in the Gallatin Valley to look at those issues that are impacting the state's #1 industry.
Biggest thing we're talking about here is our centennial. This is our 100-year celebration, 2019, and we started out the year with celebrations. They continue now, and we're back here in Bozeman after being absent from Bozeman for many years, but we're back here because this is where our first annual conventions ever were.
What's really exciting about summer conference being hosted here in Bozeman is a celebration of Farm Bureau's original connection to the extension services. So Farm Bureau's origin came out of being the first grassroots farmer-to-farmer educational tool that extension services used to get out in the country and start teaching these new farmers. Back in 1919, Montana was still at the height of the homesteading boom. So these new farmers needed educational tools to help them better themselves and elevate agriculture as an industry. And the Farm Bureau was the grassroots member-to-member tool that the extension services used to do that.
This week, Farm Bureau committees will work on state and national issues ranging from the Endangered Species Act, ELDs, trade, and more. But also, a centennial video will premiere sharing Farm Bureau's role in the state of Montana. And also, this fall, a history book written by Laura Nelson will be published that shares Montana Farm Bureau's 100-year history.
What I'm so excited about when it comes to the Centennial Celebration book is the fact that it's an opportunity for us to reflect back on 100 years of Farm Bureau, and not just Farm Bureau, but Montana agriculture. And when we look back on that history, I think three things really come out to me, and that's a focus on education, on community, and on a unified voice for agriculture. And those are three things that I think we can be really proud of, and three things that we can celebrate and be striving for in our future as well.
The Montana Farm Bureau Centennial celebrations will continue throughout the summer and then conclude this fall in November at the group's annual meeting in Billings. For more on their 100 years of advocacy, visit mfbf.org today. Don't go away, we'll have more coming up next. As we come back today, Tuesday's World Ag Supply and Demand Estimates report came out, and for wheat production, those numbers were raised 6 million bushels from May to 1.9 billion bushels, and winter wheat was pegged at 6 million bushels higher at 1.2 billion bushels. Now looking to feed and residual use for the 2019-20 year, it was projected about 50 million bushels higher, but we may see some quality and protein issues that work their way into those rations at the feed yards. For those world wheat numbers, wheat production was raised by 3.3 million metric tons, with Russian and Ukrainian wheat production pegged 1 million metric tons higher each. World wheat ending stocks will raise 1.3 million metric tons to another new record large carryout of 294.3 million metric tons. Also, USDA reported this week, as was expected, we are seeing lower acres planted for corn and soybeans there in the Midwest due to those flooding and damp conditions that have hampered our planting here in 2019. Well, that's going to do it for today's Farm and Ranch News. Reporting from the summer meetings of the Montana Farm Bureau in Bozeman, I'm Lane Northland.